Now, enzyme is different. First of all, so enzyme is a biological catalyst. So it's in our body, in our cells, catalyze virtually all cellular processes. Enzyme catalyze, same thing, stabilize the transition state. So the activation energy is lower, so it's supposed to be that high. Right now, just that, right? And the pathway they go through is just totally different from the pathway that it's supposed to go to. Enzyme just take it to the different path, right? But at the end of the day, still make the same product, right? I have something that some of you probably familiar with. All right. First of all, let me ask you: anyone here is lactose intolerant? Raise your hand. I can't see you. If you're lactose intolerant, this is what happened. Let's say if Tusky is lactose intolerant and he eat all this food, right? This food gonna go to so process. So first of all, go pass through all your saliva and stuff, go to your stomach, digest, and then go to your intestine. Right? At intestine, bond is breaking, bond is forming right there. So for example, so this is lactose. So the molecule of lactose right here, and the enzyme. Of course, we have enzyme right here called lactase. That's how we name it, lactose, lactase. Enzyme lactase facilitate or speed up the reaction that break lactose bond right here, called glycosidic bond. You may have heard the bond before, right? So it's right here. So basically, from lactose, we got glucose molecules, right? And this glucose molecule will be sent to process further in your liver, and that become make ATP, make glycogen, and the rest are stored as fat. Okay. Now, let's say if Tusky is lactose intolerant, we'll go back down here, right? If Tusky is lactose intolerant, has no lactase enzyme. This process from lactose got converted to glucose is really, really slow. So right here, lactose gonna stay as a lactose for a long period of time, right? And that when things get hurt. Because our body is too slow to process it, someone else will snatch this lactose and process it. You know who that is? The bacteria and your intestine have some bacteria, right? And the bacteria can process lactose as well, maybe not as fast as lactase does, but it got some enzyme in it, enzyme. But if this enzyme can process lactose, but the product is different, it go to byproduct, whatever that is, carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. So that's why if people who are lactose intolerant, when you eat cheese, eat milk, any dairy product, you start getting gassy and then start getting hurt because of the toxin right here, right? And you're gonna end up like that. All right. So that's the importance of enzyme, lactase enzyme. But my point is, enzyme speed up the reaction. All right. Now, how much enzyme can speed up reaction? I'll give you some examples. So. These are enzymes that can work really, really quick, right? Speed up the reaction really, really fast. Let's say do something that, okay, so take a look right here. So carboxypeptidase A. So carboxypeptidase A is an enzyme that catalyzes the reaction that process protein. Well, we eat a lot of protein, right? We drink milk, we eat chicken, eggs, meat, all those. Carboxypeptidase A help you process protein, okay? Without enzymes, so non-enzymatic half-life, it takes 7.3 years to process whatever amount of protein you eat by half. So let's say you eat 5 grams of protein. It will take about 7.3 years to process 2.5 grams or 5 grams. So that's why we call half-life without enzyme, okay? Enzyme can catalyze this time, can make this time much shorter. How much shorter? 1.9 times 10 to 11 times shorter. Really quick, 10 to 11, that's almost millions times faster. Look at that, right? Some enzymes are really, really quick. I'll take a look here. We have OMP decarboxylase. You don't need to know what it's for. But anyway, without enzyme, it will take about 78 million years to process whatever reaction this guy catalyzes by half of the reactant, right? And this enzyme speed up the reaction by 1.4 times 10 to the 17 times. So that's much faster, really, really fast, man. Okay. Now a little bit the kind of statistic. Okay, so it's found that people in different countries have the different rate of lactose intolerance depends on the food that they eat. Okay, the dairy eating country, for example, those countries in European countries, so that they drink milk, they eat cheese, they eat bread, not bread, any other dairy product. So the lactose intolerance rate is low, 5 to 30%. Okay. In the United States, well, we are a melting pot, so we have a lot of countries, so we have a lot of food. Depends. So basically depends on the rest. What do they eat? Caucasian. So Caucasian people eat quite a lot of cheese, milk, dairy products. So the lactose intolerant rate is about 14%. African American, somehow they don't eat a lot. They don't eat a lot of dairy. So the lactose intolerance rate is 74. Indians is 87. Okay. Now move all the way to the other side of the world, Asian country. The lactose intolerance rate is really, really high because these are rice vegetable eating countries, so they tend to go to that route. Cows, like cow's milk, cheese is not like a big thing for them. So 90% or more. I'm not sure I told you. So I'm from Thailand, 98%. Basically, everyone in the street, if you walk to in the street in Bangkok, in Thailand, you can say everyone is lactose intolerant. Guess what? Do you think that I'm lactose intolerant? I'm the 2%. I drink about 2.5 gallons of milk a week. I love cheese. Oh my God, I love pizza. Crap. Oh, I'm hungry right now. Yeah, so I'm not counting yogurt that I eat too. I eat a lot of dairy. So, well, I'm the 2%. My mom say I'm special. All right, concept test. How are the following aspects of reaction affected by the addition of catalyst? So, number one, adding catalyst, does it affect this? The activation energy of the forward reaction. Yeah, let's say there's an activation energy of the forward reaction. A plus B go to C plus B. Of course, enzyme lower that activation energy. So yes, decrease the activation energy. The activation energy of the reverse reaction. Well, if you go backward, well, it's still the same. It's still the same activation energy. No, so not the same. So if you go backward, so the activation energy come from CD, like start from here, go up to the top. So look like that. So some CD at the bottom, go all the way up to the top. The catalyst do the same thing. So the same transition state right here. So the same reaction, the same transition state. So the catalyst stabilizes this transition state. So also lower the same activation energy. So decrease this activation energy. Adding a catalyst, so the rate of the forward reaction, well, increase, right? So lower activation energy, the rate increase. The rate of reverse reaction, of course, decrease the activation energy of the reverse reaction. The reaction also, the rate gonna be have to be increases. All right. E, the energy level of the product. No, it has nothing to do with that. The catalyst stabilizes the transition state. That's it. Has nothing to do with reactant or the product, right? So that's unaffected. The energy level of the reactant, nope, unaffected. Only transition state that the catalyst deal with. The energy level of the transition state, yes, so decrease, of course. Okay. All right. We got practice right here. So I want you to do by yourself first and then check with me on the next video.